New one. Hello everybody, Mr. Boojay here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Coolpad Arise. Now this is a budget level phone. This is a very cheap phone, but, you know, okay, it's a lower end phone, but it's still pretty interesting. Now, this phone, around the holidays, this phone was released, I believe, sometime in September, and it released exclusively for Kroger. This phone around the holidays only costs $10 with a Kroger member card, or Kroger Plus card, I believe it is. But right now, and that's when I got this phone. I got this phone, you know, $10 around the holidays, around Christmas time. And this phone, right now, if you don't have a Kroger Plus card, this phone is going to cost you $65 with no contract. If you were to buy this phone with a Kroger Plus card, this phone only costs you $15, which is pretty amazing in my opinion for any brand new smartphone. And this, while it is a cheaper phone, it doesn't have anything spectacular. You're not going to find features that are amazing for like a $700 HTC One or something like that. You're not going to be able to find, you know, don't expect too much performance out of it, but it's definitely pretty cool in only a $15 phone. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to find because they are pretty popular right now, so you're not going to be able to find, it's going to be hard to find them and tell when they're in stock. Sometimes you'll find that it looks like they're in stock and they're not in stock. I've had that happen. So, let's start taking a look at the phone. Now, this phone does have Android 4.4 KitKat. It doesn't have Lollipop. At least, I don't know if it ever will, but at least not yet. It doesn't have Lollipop anyway. And so, what's powering this thing? This thing has a, inside of it, it has a 1.2 gigahertz Qualcomm dual-core processor. I believe it's got 512 megs of RAM and 2.3 gigs of internal storage. So yeah, not too impressive that wise, but it does have Wi-Fi built in, so you can use it as a Wi-Fi only device if you don't get a contract. By the way, contract prices at Kroger aren't too bad either, and it does run off of the Sprint network that Kroger iWireless uses. It also has Bluetooth in it, and it also has a GPS built in. So really, this is a nice cheap GPS if you were to get it activated or have a Wi-Fi hotspot, in my opinion. And the screen is a 4.0-inch WVGA screen, which is 800 by 480 pixels. So it's not going to be the sharpest display, so it's not going to look bad. It's also, I do not believe it's an IPS display. You can see the color shift a little bit, but it's nothing too bad. I don't believe it has anything like Gorilla Glass or anything like that. It's not going to be the, but for $15, it's not bad. It's got a pretty nice quality build in my opinion. It feels nice. It is a bit of a thicker phone, but it also shows fingerprints pretty badly. See, on the back, it's got a 2-megapixel camera and a flash and microphone all on the back here. It's also got a not too bad sounding speaker. When it comes to the camera, the pictures aren't the greatest things in the world, but you know, it's 2 megapixels on a $15 phone. You know, what really is there to expect too much of? But it is a camera on the phone, and it does have a flash. The flash isn't the brightest thing in the world either, but it's not too bad. It does work as a flash. The speaker, though, the speaker for a phone, for a budget phone, is, in my opinion, it's pretty nice. It's nothing you're going to be is going to find too horrible. You can't hear it, you know, vibrate or quote unquote bottom out on bass notes. It's pretty clear. It's got a nice range of sound. It sounds clear. It sounds good, which is important for speakers. When it comes to the buttons, it's got a power button here on the side, as you can, the sleep wake button here on the side. The volume buttons are on the other side, and it's got a microphone for the mouthpiece, which I'm assuming that's what this for, is on the bottom. Something really weird about this phone is that, well, this isn't weird here. It's got, that's okay. It's got a headphone jack on top, but it's got the USB, the micro USB ports on the top as well, which can be kind of awkward for charging. It's honestly, it's a weird spot. It's honestly, it's a weird spot for a USB on any device, I think. Why would you want your cord sticking out the top if you're charging? Because chances are, there's a good bit that chance that USB cords are going to be heavier than most of the other cords you're using, like your audio jack, which isn't all too bad. Now, performance-wise, I've played a game or two. I've played a game with it, and it hasn't. I don't think, and it handled it pretty well when I played the game. The phone's pretty snappy throughout. It responds well. It's not too slow scrolling through the apps. It does come with a whole bunch of pre-installed apps. I only installed there are only 3 apps on here that are what I installed right now. Yeah, all the other stuff it comes with, which is mostly just Google apps, like Google Play, Music, calculator, basic stuff like that, and Chrome, of course. And the internet browser isn't something that's too bad here either. I can go with something like YouTube here. It's got a nice way to display your tabs, just like the scrolling view of your tabs. What happened? Oh. And then, of course, it opens up the YouTube app. It does come with the YouTube app, and it's not too bad for watching videos on either. It doesn't have the best looking display out of every device out there. But, you can hit brightness here. The adjustments here and the quick settings are not too bad. And they're easy to use. You can get the settings quickly, turn Bluetooth off and on. I kind of like the way the square look is. It's pretty unique. Whatever interface they're using, I don't really know the name of it. So yeah, so watching videos and things isn't too bad, too hard to do on it. Now, in the game I did play, didn't perform all that badly. Just one thing, I can't do too much testing on it, game-wise, because for some reason I have filled up the storage on this phone, and I have not been able to unfill it. For some reason, I go to storage here, my phone thinks it's full. And I don't know why. What's even weirder is that the bar shows it's got plenty of space, but if you see here, it says otherwise, and I don't know why it says it has no space. I don't understand this. But I'm going to honestly, this is a phone I'm going to try rooting because in order to clean the space off of it. Now, battery-wise, battery life seems to be pretty good. I don't use this phone all that often because I don't have it on a plan. It doesn't have a SIM card in it. It's a much cheaper phone. I've had it with a standby time of about 10 days, which was pretty nice to have it. I've had it connected to Wi-Fi doing like an IRC service. For those of you who know what that is, I had an IRC app, which is this AndChat app right up here, which I enjoy using. And I had that sit for 6 days, using an idle RPG thing. That's really all its main purpose was because I didn't want to use my other computers for it. And this phone was a nice phone to use it for. Yeah, this phone is nice to just have around. If you don't have your main phone with you or somewhere charging, you can grab this device. It's not expensive. It's pretty affordable, only $15 if you can find them. Now, if you were to, now the camera app, you can, it's only got 2 megapixel sensor, like I said. And, it can also record, video. It can record HD video. It's not full HD, it only does 720p. And you can also shoot panorama shots with it, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice feature. See, and you can tap the settings here. It's weird how the settings come up. There's this little thing here. If you have it tilted this way, or if you have it tilted this way, they show up down here. It's almost hard. It's hard to see, kind of, and you miss it. You have selectable picture size. You can do XGA, HD720, SVGA, WVGA, 720 by 480, blah blah blah. You can set the exposure level to +2 or -2. You have a scene selection mode where you can choose different scenes out of. You can only choose 5 different scenes. Apparently, it shows you your battery usage up here in the corner, which that's a pretty nice feature. White balance and flash mode. You can set the flash. I'll just show you the flash coming on here real quick. Yeah, this is showing the flash. And that was it taking a picture. It's not too slow taking a picture. So I'll go ahead and take a picture here with the flash off, so that way it doesn't use the flash, you know, as a pre-flash. You can just go. It's not too bad taking a picture with. And another neat feature is that when you have when you're looking at your pictures, which are, I believe, oh, you can swipe over to view your pictures. That actually has a live view of the camera still going, so while you're looking through your pictures, which I think is a pretty neat feature. You know, not many people have that, if any. I don't know many people that do. That's my quick little overview of the Coolpad Arise. Overall, you know, the buttons down here, I am a big fan of the capacitive touch buttons instead of having them on the screen. You know, it gives you more screen space, and you're not losing pixels because of the menu buttons constantly on your screen, which I'm a big fan of, especially on a screen this small. They don't light up though, however, and they do vibrate like most Android phones. That does vibrate if you touch on them. It actually has a menu button. It actually has a physical menu button, which if you hold it down, turns into does multitasking. You can see all your apps here, and you can close them pretty easily and in typical fashion. It's got a back button, and if you hold down the home button, you go here to Google search, and you can be like, okay Google, search up a guinea pig, something like that, and I don't know what it's going to do now. Which is pretty nice too. It's got every feature that a regular smartphone would have. It's got, I don't know how the texting experience is, I don't know how phone calling experience is or things like that, because I don't have it on a plan, so you know I can't really view those. I have it in airplane mode on Wi-Fi only right now. I do like the fact that I get a pretty decent amount of battery life if I have it in airplane mode. I live in a place with low signal, so you know the battery would drain pretty quickly if I had it on anyway, and it'd be useless because I can't use the cellular network. But yeah, I can't complain about battery life. Screen looks good. This is exactly what it comes with, by the way. This is the background that it comes with. And so yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with this phone. It's not too much to complain about. I do believe this is something that stays up there permanently. You cannot move the Google tab, but that's okay. You still have room for a 4x4 grid of apps. Plus your taskbar, your main apps down here. And of course you can have your apps down here that you like on your quick launch bar. Also, when it comes to the home screen, you can have multiple apps on your home screen. On your lock screen, sorry. You can add widgets up there onto here, like sticky notes and whatnot, which I think is pretty nice also. And you also have a quick access to your camera if you turn it off. Whoops. If you turn it off and you swipe down real quick, you swipe over, you have quick access to your camera, which is, you always want to have quick access to your camera. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This is my review of the Coolpad Arise, which I would definitely suggest getting. For only $15 a phone, if you have a Kroger Plus, I definitely recommend it. So, yeah, thank you all again for watching. I'm Mr. Boojay, and I will see you next time.